Guilt on BBC Two. This is a comedy drama on from BBC Scotland that we're getting on, I think, Wednesdays on BBC Two. This stars Mark Bonnar and another Scottish man.
Jamie Silves, is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
I wasn't sure how to pronounce digging, so I'm fine with that. And this is the wrong man's with Scottish accents,
Yeah.
but a bit more down to earth.
I equated it to a Scottish Fargo.
Oh, nice.
Black comedy of errors.
Yeah. Now this is one that a lot of people are talking about online as one of the year's best hidden gems. Matt, you were keener to talk about it than Will was when I said we were going to be doing the podcast today. Matt, talk to me.
We had we talked about talking about this last week when
you've lost me.
Going behind the curtain a little bit. We planned to record last week, but various sort of travel issues and power cuts.
I'm not even sure this is happening. I'll be honest.
But yeah, this is as you said, 4-part drama set in Scotland. Stars Mark Bonnar and Jamie Silves as brothers who are quite different in character. Mark Bonnar plays this solicitor who's quite well-to-do, likes the finer things in life. Married to a lady played by Sean Brooke, who's got a weird subplot where she's friends with the lesbian from her exercise class. And Jamie Silves' character is sort of a frustrated would-be musician who runs a record shop. Early on, they're coming back from a wedding. They're under the influence of drink and I think cannabis as well, where they're arguing and they hit a man and kill him. He's a man that the Jamie Silves character knows as someone he regularly buys records from. So they decide to cover up the hit and run and put him back in his chair in his house. And
because they find out he's dying. As it happens, he's dying.
Yeah. That was what I was going to say.
You would have.
Yes, before you interrupted me. And then they feel like everything has died down, and then he realises, Jamie Silves' character, that he's left his wallet at the man's house, and this leads to him being invited to the wake and meeting the American niece of this chap, who then they beginning a romance, and it ends up with her feeling that there's more suspicious stuff going on, and by and by the brothers accidentally get an investigator involved to investigate what's going on, even though they know that they were the ones who killed him.
I'll give my 2 penneth, and then I'll pass it on to the man with 3 names and that in the north. Just to be clear, Will, that's you, and the man in the north is Matt.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I got it.
Okay. I know young people have difficulty with...
Get on with it!
Right. So, guilt is what we're talking about.
Yes.
I felt like I enjoyed the comedic elements of this. I thought the lines were very quick and pacey, but I do feel like I'd seen it before and better done. That's my overall feeling of this first episode. In the two examples you've given, so Fargo, particularly the series with Martin Freeman and Billy Bob Thornton, which I adore, and The Wrong Man's with James Corden and Matthew Bainton, which I also adore. And I just feel like it wasn't as original as I had been hoping it to be. I thought Mark Bonnar and Jamie Silves were good, and because there's so few episodes, I may go back to it, but I didn't end it going, I must continue, I must see where this is going. But I did think some of the lines were quick-paced and well thought out.
Yeah.
It just didn't grab me at any point.
Okay.
I wasn't really invested to the same degree that I'm guessing from your disappointed sounds that you were.
I mean, I found this. I really liked, as you say, the comedy. I thought I laughed more than in most sitcoms. I thought Mark Bonnar, especially, his delivery was brilliant, and you sort of get from even though again I like the accident. This started with the incident that sort of the plot sort of tails off from. You don't feel like you needed to see the brothers ahead of this. You didn't need to
go to the wedding with them or anything like that.
There's little elements of suspicion that, they don't spend this much time together. As the Sean Brooke character, the wife, is saying that yeah, it's odd and there's something going on, and they keep having to cover their tracks. I am intrigued to see how it ends, even though there's sort of only sort of one or two sort of endings to this. But I think the chemistry is really good, the humour is really good. I think they built the pace of this was well done. The suspenseful elements. Yeah, I thought it was, because I didn't know a lot about this going in. It was a real surprise to me. I didn't know what it was about really, and I think the results I really enjoyed.
I would just say that I liked the comedy and I thought the performances were great, but I did feel that there was some sort of like to get to the point that they needed to get to. I think that they could have done it a bit better. Like the idea of he's this sort of like Mark Bonner's character is this lawyer who has got this sort of quite high opinion of himself and doesn't want to see his job in peril or anything like that, and yet he doesn't take a taxi home. That seemed a bit odd, I felt. And then when Jamie Sills' character loses his wallet, he doesn't notice that he's lost it for like a week until the solicitor of the guy that they accidentally killed.
He did actually mention it. He said he thought he'd left it at the wedding. He said, I left my wallet at the wedding. He did mention that earlier.
All right, okay, fair enough. But I don't know, it just sort of like felt that with the whole thing with the wallet, that would he not, if he did think it was...
Are you aware how comedy works?
Yeah, no, I know how comedy works. I know how comedy works. I'm just saying that I felt that they could have come up with something that just made a
fair enough
bit more of a logical sense in terms of getting from point A to point B.
In terms of the wallet, though, I mean, they didn't find the body straight away, did they?
No,
and I think that's it. You know, I suppose he might have rung the person, whoever the wedding was, and gone, "Have you got my wallet?" But I think before that, he got that call from the place. But they did have that line in there. I get what you're saying, I suppose, about him getting a taxi back. But I suppose if he was sort of offered a lift by his brother,
I think we'd be breaking it down to this level.
Well, that's what happens when you get sort of classy guests on like Will.
Who don't understand how comedy works. Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of like the dialogue and stuff and the actual performances, I thought it was really good. It's just those were the sort of like particular issues that I had with it in terms of.
And
like,
it's Neil Forsyth who comes from a comedy back. He did the Brian Cox thing, Bob's Servant, and he did the Morecambe and Wise thing a few Christmases ago as well. The Eric Ernie and Me, which was Mark Bonner in that. What a feeling!
Yeah, he was oddly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but just to get back to you quickly, are you the sort of thing that person who goes, well, surely Del Boy must have seen them lifting the bar up before he leaned on it.
It's these millennials. They try and pick holes in everything.
And why didn't the Vicar of Dibley just tell everyone that she went round to that she'd already had a Christmas dinner?
To be fair, in that instance, I can at least say that she probably didn't because she was too embarrassed. And fair enough, I can understand that. All right, it's fair enough. I can understand that. So I wouldn't try to pick a hole in that. Plus, it's a compliment classic, so.
Well, I that's blown my mind. So Guilt is on Wednesday nights, I believe, on BBC Two. I think it's all there on the iPlayer. Should you want to go and watch it, because it actually airs sooner on Sky or on BBC Scotland. So I think they're all there for you to watch. It's the sort of thing that I might go back to, but I'm not in a massive rush at the moment. But people are saying it's a bit of a hidden gem.